Spring is here, everyone, and that means I'm gonna do a spring list for you guys. You're welcome. To be honest, I'm not sure if my timing is right with the YouTube algorithm. Should I do spring videos way before to really capitalize? Should I release a spring video later to capitalize off of other successful spring videos? I have no idea. But what I do know is I like to release videos about the spring fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing this year. This list is very personal to me and my taste. I'm not saying these are the best spring fragrances, but I guess, in my opinion, they are, because I'm really pumped to wear them. All of the fragrances on this list are designer fragrances. They're all relatively affordable, per se, if that's the appropriate use of that set of words. I anticipate this spring to be a little more low-key. I'll be spending it indoors mostly, maybe playing World of Warcraft. Oh wait, hold on. I think I'm rolling Horde, so. Normally, I like to describe a spring fragrance as being one that is representative of the season. Regrowth, blooming, optimism, happy thoughts. Some of these fragrances are those things, but others aren't really. But I feel there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to wearing fragrances in the springtime because there is a huge range in temperature variance. It can be very cold one day, it can be almost summer-like another. But the first fragrance I want to talk about in this list, it's a no-brainer. It's a very, very obvious one. It wouldn't be a spring list without it, especially a J-ROYL spring list. L'Homme Ultime by Yves Saint Laurent. I'm gonna call this an honorable mention. I've just decided this. Only because this is obvious. If this was a list format, this would be number one, most likely. It is one of my favorite fragrances, period, whether it's designer or niche or whatever else is out there. If you haven't tried it, it's kind of like the original L'Homme, which is very, very beloved and well-liked and appreciated. 3 ways of saying the same thing. But it's gray. And it also has a little more ginger and rose. Just classes it up a little bit, but it's not overly floral to my nose. It doesn't smell like a perfume. It's still masculine, a compliment getter, and it's an EDP. Eau de Parfum concentration. More oils for your oily skin. This was a love at first sniff for me. I wish I had one of those baller 200 ml bottles, but I don't. This is my 3rd bottle of it though, so that goes to show you it's pretty good in this guy's books. On to the official list. The first fragrance I want to talk about might weird you out for a spring fragrance, but it's on here. Tom Ford Noir. Not the clear, foggy glass EDT version. EDP. Same bottle as Noir Extreme, except of course you have black instead of gold accents. I don't know why people don't like this one, because I find it very mysterious and dark. It has patchouli, which I'm a huge fan of. And there's almost this sort of candied pecan type of feel through all that little bitterness. Normally green notes in general are a-okay in my books when it comes to springtime, but patchouli is one of those green notes that is a bit heavier, dense, sweet, slightly bitter. But because this fragrance is so striking and unique, I could see it being signature scent, especially if you're like a really weird guy. It's not very youthful. It's not a very easy to comprehend, easy to understand fragrance. So don't think you can just throw this on in high school and be like, let's go party, y'all. For designer fragrance, really cool stuff. Easy on the trigger. It is pretty heavy. Maybe stick to colder spring days, evenings, not in the heat. But give it a try, because in the air, once that wind catches you wearing this, it's quite nice. All right, before I scare some of you basic bros off, I got a pretty basic fragrance next. It is Acqua di Gio Profumo, the basic blend, not the special blend. Not that there's anything wrong with the special blend. It is quite special indeed. I just don't have it. Similar to Tom Ford Noir, patchouli has been added into this one. There's incense as well, and neither of those really scream springtime. I get it. However, it's an Acqua di Gio, so it has that really bright, slightly citrus aquatic feel that is very well liked. And because of that duality, it's a great spring fragrance. No matter where the temperature turns, this would work in it. I can almost guarantee you. I'm not insanely in love with the smell, to be completely honest. It doesn't do a lot for me, but I'm still planning on wearing it quite a bit just because it's so easy to wear. It's a brainless fragrance that you just throw on and you know you smell good. It suits me. It suits me and my beard. Feeling a little more mature these days, except for the World of Warcraft hat. But speaking of mature, the next fragrance is mature, I guess. I'll get into that in a second. Terre d'Hermes by Hermes. The dirty orange fragrance. Musky vetiver orange, bit of lemon. Now, I love this fragrance and it really ticks me off. It really grinds my gears. When people just say, oh, rotten orange, ugh. I'm not 50. Why would I wear this? Dudes, you're ridiculous, okay? If you think that way, not everyone else watching. This smells really good. It smells amazing, and people tell me I smell great when I wear it because it smells great. It's just that simple, okay? It's not that complicated. I find that this fragrance falls victim to the anti-hype that it has with reviewers and the internet and Facebook. Yes, it does get a lot of praise for being an incredible fragrance, which it is. However, there are the people on the other side that say, ugh, rotten orange. Oh, I can't get that out of my head. Why are you in your head for? You should be in your nose. What should matter is the smell. And I guarantee you that if you had no preconceived notion of what was in Terre d'Hermes, notes-wise, or what label people had for it, and you smelt it, 99% of you would say, oh yeah, that smells great. And then you'd be done with it. But no, you have to go into the analysis of why you would want to wear something that smells like rotten oranges. Do yourself a favor, try this if you haven't, go into it with an open mind, and you'll be happy you did, because you'll have a great fragrance on your hands. I do also have Terre d'Hermes Eau Très Fraîche, which a lot of people would recommend for the spring. I only wear that for the summer. I think it's really citrus heavy, which I love. It's an incredible fragrance as well, but when it's cold outside, or even cool or mild, the original, baby. Next fragrance we have, one that took me a while to track down, and I'm really glad I did, because you can't find this in retail locations in Canada. At Chanel. If you don't know, now you know. Chanel Egoiste is the next fragrance I can't wait to wear this spring. Not a whole lot of green notes in this one, which just means that it's not a typical spring fragrance. I can't wait till fall, which is when I would usually wear this. I love Egoiste, and for whatever reason, I don't wear it in the winter, mainly because I use those really cold winter days to wear my really strong fragrances that I can't wear anytime else. But Egoiste is light enough that you can absolutely pull it off in the fall and the spring, summer nights if you want. If you don't know what this smells like, it's one of my favorite sandalwood fragrances on the market. And not only sandalwood, it uses cinnamon, which is surprisingly not very used often in perfume. It's a really beautiful, sweet spiciness. Being a Chanel fragrance, it has that level of class that I do appreciate. People do say that it's been reformulated and there's the different concentrations and the different versions of this that are more desired. I had a vintage bottle that was a splash, and I actually enjoyed wearing this more than the vintage. So don't judge a fragrance by its batch code. Egoiste is phenomenal. It's a little more versatile than you might think. And really, if I'm not reaching for a green fragrance in the spring with some florals maybe, these sort of lighter, spicy, woody fragrances really tickle my fancy. But even though Egoiste is thebomb.com, it is not the last fragrance I'm gonna talk about here, which I guess you could say is my number one most anticipated designer spring fragrance. It's a newer one. I recently bought this a couple months ago, which is recent for me because I don't buy fragrances anymore, basically. It is a green fragrance. It is quite green. It has a slight floral quality to it, but it's not like other green fragrances I own. It's not dominated by florals. It doesn't smell like I took a plant from the plant store and just smashed it onto my face and then now I smell like leaves. There is a bit of that. I feel the green quality in here translates to more of a eucalyptus feel, which is great because eucalyptus is quite refreshing. And there is a lovely aquatic friendliness to it that makes it very, very wearable. Because not all green fragrances are, okay? Some are too avant-garde, some are too weird in how they're composed. They don't smell masculine or anything like that, but this one does. I get a lot of compliments on it from my fiance, unsolicited. She tells me I smell great when I wear it. It's none other than Cme de Guerre Amazing Green in this cute little pebble bottle, which is so annoying to store. I can't even put it on my shelves. Conceptually, it has a lot of unique characteristics, but packaged in a smell that is very, very likable and very easy to wear. From the first blast, it just makes you feel happy. It's this really magical green, fresh opening that just suits the spring to a T without smelling like a soft lawn. This one never smells weird. It's green, but it's wearable. The only drawback is the performance isn't amazing, okay? It doesn't last the whole day, but I think it's definitely worth a midday reapplication so you can experience that opening again and again, maybe just twice. I've already worn this quite a bit so far, and I plan on wearing it a lot more, but I guess we'll have to wait and see at the end of the spring if I was correct in my predictions. Which fragrances will I actually wear this season? I think it'll be these ones, but I could be wrong. What fragrances are you gonna wear this spring? Let me know in the comment section below. The weirder, the better. But if you're basic, that's okay too. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you're a prick. But I love you for watching regardless. If you want to take a trip back in time and see last year's spring list, it's actually right here. Conveniently in this corner. Don't want to cover my face.